So we're going to take two TNA originals, kind of TNA originals. I'm not sure if Austin Aries counts, but either way, we're going to put them together in the main event tonight. It's AJ Styles, it's Austin Aries, and hopefully some magic will happen. That's not all. It's the TV title on the line again tonight against an interesting opponent. Let's just say that. Bobby Lashley will also be in action. A lot going on. Let's get on with it. TNA Impact and Explosion first. Let go. Okay, Impact this week kicks off with a 69 rated match here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Only 742 fans. That's not great. But as about this, Bobby Lashley defeated Davey Richards with a spear. 67 from Lashley, 56 from Richards, 69. That's been boosted. That's a hell of a good start to the show. The world champion looking strong against Davey Richards, which is kind of great for both men right now. So that's pretty good. Really good, actually. Post-match, though, Lashley is confronted by the Pope, who talks down to Lashley and talks about the fact that the Pope is everything that these people need to be saved. So the Pope needs to be champion, but Bobby Lashley, well, you're just not enough. You're just not enough to save these people from themselves. You're just not worthy. And as he says worthy, the music of Jeff Hardy hits, who also joins the talky talk segment, let's call it. And he says, the Pope's like, and speaking of not worthy, Jeff Hardy's like, look, I get it. You think you're better than everyone, but you're not. At against all odds, I beat you. And at Destination X, I'm going to beat you again. Or I'm going to beat you. I don't care who I beat, because Jeff Hardy will be world champion. And that's the promise that he makes. Bobby Lashley doesn't necessarily have to do a lot of talking here. He had the big segment last week, but this is about getting the story together. 73 though, good segment, so I'll take it. So we did an angle straight afterwards where we pan the camera up. Oh look, there's someone in the rafters and they're wearing a Sting mask. Is it Sting? Is it Sting? Well, we'll see. 69. We went backstage. We hear there's a problem backstage, and we find that the Pack is being beaten the hell out of by three men in hoods. It's the Flock. Surely it's got to be Pack beaten up by Eddie Kingston, Raven, and Kenta, as we know as the Flock. But no. It's Eddie Kingston, it's Raven, and it's the returning Dr. Stevie. He's back from injury tonight, and he's joined up with his Flock. Raven leading the way, but these three, no Kenta necessarily here, because Kenta is warming up for another match. We'll get to that. 43. LAX defeated Team 3D for a 60 rated match here. This is not bad. Devon was off his game. 57-56 for the for Team 3D. 54-59 for the heels. LAX get the win. Team 3D, I'm really struggling to find a spot for that I want to use them. That's not just losing. Look, the Dudleys in 2000, amazing. The Dudleys in 2010, not great. 60. That's fine. Post-match, Kevin Nash is here. He is ready for a fight. After last week being laid out by a chair down, no, Big Daddy Cool does not take that line down. So he comes down, walking down the ramp. LAX like, come on, then let's do this. But it was a plan. And it was a plan from the Cool Sharks, because Diesel's just a distraction. Shark Boy's here, springboarding off a rope, taking down Homicide. Kevin Nash joins the fray. The two teams brawl, and LAX escape out of the ring. They're backing up the ramp, thinking they've got away. But they're stuck between a rock and a hard place. They're stuck between the Cool Sharks and the TNA Tag Team Champions. Paul London and Brian Kendrick come out on the stage to also attack LAX. LAX have made some goddamn enemies, and tonight those enemies collect 50. This triple threat could be a little show stealer, at the pay-per-view. It probably won't be now, I've said it, but it could be. You never know. We went also to the rafters again. Sting. It's Sting. It's Sting, right? It's got to be Sting. Who else goes in there, right? It's got to be Sting. It's got to be Sting. 68, that's fine. Anderson cut a promo on AJ Styles. He's here. He's seen leaving Hulk Hogan's office. So Anderson is attacked by the reporter, I guess, verbally for an interview. Sure. And Anderson says, look, I'm not here to play any tricks. Mr. Anderson is here to make exactly what he wants to happen tonight, because he will be at ringside. Mr. Anderson will be at ringside tonight when AJ Styles takes on Austin Aries in the main event. 61. Okay, we did an 8-man tag from the X Division here, and this was pretty good, actually, considering everything. The faces win. Suicide, Amazing Red, and Generation Me defeat Eric Young, Daniels, and the British Invasion. Amazing Red pinning Doug Williams with the code red. Magnus was the weak link. That's interesting, with a 37 here in the tri-state area. The best, Daniels, was a 66. No surprise that the Amazing Red backing up with a 59. Suicide putting a 51, considering he got an injury as well. That's mightily impressive, my friend. Mightily impressive. So I spoke how Kenta's got another match tonight, didn't I? Let's talk about what's happening here. Kurt Angle, he comes out to the arena. It's time for the open challenge for the TNA TV Championship. And Kurt Angle talks about how he's been preparing. He's not looking back past people, but he's also been preparing for the pay-per-view and who he could potentially face. He's been looking at how he can get out of certain moves or dodge certain moves. And I mean, the last thing he wants to feel anymore is a frog splash or a rock bottom, maybe. Or I mean, Kurt Angle he would be stunned if he turned up. But you never know. This is the thing. Kurt Angle says you never ever know that anyone could turn up. Even someone from there. Kurt Angle making it quite clear that Kurt Angle is going to have a hell of an opponent. Someone who wants to make an impact at Destination X. But tonight, well, he's got an opponent. Kenta is his opponent. The Flock come out and all of them are at ringside when a limping Pac comes out to try and, well, get some revenge for the attack earlier tonight. They start to brawl around ringside. Kurt Angle's involved as well. And the referee in the end goes, no. You, Raven, you, Dr. Stevie, you, Eddie Kingston, you, Pac, you're out of here. Out you go, leaving it 1-on-1. Kurt Angle versus, I think he said Pac. Kurt Angle versus Kenta for the TNA TV title. Your winner and still TNA TV champion at 76. Kurt Angle's a god. Kurt Angle is a god. He owns this whole save. What a man. Jesus Christ. He got a 76 out of Kenta in 2010 in TNA. Wow. 85 from Kurt Angle, Kenta 52, the ankle lock, and Kenta, he's just not quite at this level yet, so I am fine for him to lose. Absolutely fine. Wow, 76, amazing. Okay, we got back up to the rafters, so the man in the rafters takes off the Sting mask, and it is Samoa Joe, just taunting Sting even more, just completely mocking him. And he puts a smug smile on his face. Samoa Joe has been in the rafters all night long. But the reason he's revealed himself after this one, well, we'll get to it in a second. We did go to the backstage area where Eric Young has entered Hulk Hogan's office again. And he says, look, it's just not fair. It's not fair. It is absolutely not fair. And I want it cancelled at Destination X. It's not happening. It's not happening. And Hogan says, look, I've had enough of you coming in here and telling me what's happening and what's not happening. If I've said something's going to happen, it's going to happen. And what's going to happen next week, brother? Well, next week you'll put the X Division Championship on the line right here on Impact. And who though? He looks at a piece of paper. You will face one of the Bucks. And Eric Young's like, wait, one of them? What do you mean? Who? And Hogan goes, I don't know. I'll let them decide. Simple as that. It's Eric Young versus one of the Bucks next week for the X Division Championship. Just 6 days before Destination X. We'll see. 51. That's not all for next week, though. That is not all. How's about this for a big main event for the TNA television title? It'll be Samoa Joe challenging Kurt Angle. Huge main event. Absolutely goddamn massive main event. Wow. That's not all, though, as we'll also see this, the Motor City Machine Guns taking on Beer Money. 44 for the segment. That doesn't really matter, does it? Let's move on. Austin Aries got a promo on AJ Styles for a 58 before the main event. But before AJ Styles can get out there, he's confronted by Mr. Anderson. And Anderson says, look, I'll be out there as well, don't worry. And good luck tonight, good luck. And the reason these two don't brawl, by the way, is because obviously Anderson's got the power, being in with the the establishment, awkward. And AJ, that's why AJ has to sort of accept this right now. He's got him in a match at the pay-per-view. That's when he can get his revenge. And Anderson says, so good luck tonight. Because next week, well, we've got a plan. Do you want to hear the plan? You can hear the plan if you want. Mr. Anderson has a plan for you next week, AJ Styles. Next week, you will be facing Rhino. And AJ's like, okay, cool. And Christopher Daniels. AJ's like, right, okay. It's not great too, but fine. And in the third match, you'll face Desmond Wolfe. Actually, it'll be Desmond Wolfe and then Daniels for the record, but you get my point. Mr. Anderson has booked a night of gauntlet for AJ Styles next week. Not a gauntlet match as such, because that doesn't work in this game, but 3 matches in one night for AJ Styles. That's going to be tough. But the main event then is Styles versus Austin Aries, and he gets us a 70. Oh, yes. That is good. Good main event. Obviously not quite as good as Angle and Kenta, weirdly, but it's fine. 73 from AJ Styles, 56 from Austin Aries. Styles wins, fast roll up. Austin is kind of protected by it, which was the point, but Styles gets the win after a good long match. Of course, Mr. Anderson was at ringside, and of course, Mr. Anderson attacks after the match. And what I really want to do here is this idea that Anderson called down his microphone after laying out AJ Styles, and he grabs that silver microphone that his character is well known for, and he just bludgeons AJ Styles with it over and over and over again. And AJ Styles is bleeding everywhere, and there's just blood on the mic we hold up as Anderson smugly smiles at it, and we just see the blood glisten off the silver mic as we end the show. Only a 57 for the Angle, which isn't great, but it gives us a 68 rated Impact. I thought we just breached the 70, but we didn't. If we had Kurt Angle and Kenta in the main event, we probably would have done. Angle has nailed it. Next week, Angle and Joe could be match of the series so far. I'm calling it now. Right, Explosion this week kicks off with Scott Steiner losing to Jay Lethal, because Scott Steiner is going to lose to Jay Lethal. Of course he is. Lethal combination. 50 from Steiner, 45 from Lethal. Let's use now Steiner to put over someone like Jay Lethal and maybe someone else. 52. Good match. Afterwards, Steiner's frustrated. He's had enough. Consequences, Creed is in the ring as well, words. And it all leads to Steiner saying, look, I want you next week. And he points to Consequences, Creed. He says, look, if I go and beat you next week, I shouldn't even be here. And Creed says, that's a good idea. Let's do that. If you can't win, you leave TNA. Goodbye. 46. We'll find out on Thursday, won't we? We did a backstage angle where Christy Hemme is backstage, of course, now the new manager for the Partnership of Pain. She's sort of at the catering area when Overcome, the British invasion. Magnus, thinking he's all hot stuff, hits on Christy Hemme. And not a good idea when Tomko and Mal Morgan are around. And it's going to lead to the main event tonight between the Partnership of Pain and the British Invasion. 50, fine. We did the Kingslayers getting a good win over Shannon Moore and Rob Terry. Rob Terry was the weak link, which is really interesting. It's really interesting that Tyler Black and Cesaro are really starting to hit their stride, which is really nice to see. 52, God's last gift, words. Tyler Black wins for his team. Kingslayers win. But before they can leave, they are interrupted by Mick Foley. Mick Foley comes out and he says, look, kids, I've been watching you. I watched you last week and I just watched that, and that was impressive. You guys impressed me. And I think with a little bit of tweaking and maybe a little bit of experience, you could go far. Mick Foley offers them the card, and he offers his managerial services to the Kingslayer. Mick Foley, in his comedic way, might just add something different to the Kingslayers. I tell you now, 69, good segment. We did a 6-man tag for 60. This is pretty good. Abyss, Eddie Edwards, and Roderick Strong lost to Rhino, Desmond Wolfe, and Daniels. The 3 men, of course, who will be taking on AJ Styles next week in 3 separate matches. So this is pretty good, actually. The best performer, that would be Rhino with a 61. Hashtag justice for Rhino. Daniels with a 60. 57 for Desmond Wolfe. But the face is not bad at all. 52 for Roderick Strong is really good. Eddie Edwards, 51. And 53 from Abyss. That's what you want to see from those guys. Really good performances. 60. Heels win. Daniels pins Eddie Edwards. BME. Good stuff. Afterwards, the 3 heels are in the ring, and they all cut a promo on AJ Styles, saying that next week, AJ Styles has met his doom. Let's go dramatic on it. Why not? 62 for the promo. Moving on. Awesome Kong got a victory over Sarita in 1 minute 41 for a 38. Another Kong smash. That's what we're doing here. 43 from Kong, 34 from Sarita. Moving on. 29 for this segment here. Madison Ray and Velvet Sky are in the ring, and their opponents Candice LeRae and Hamada are also in the ring when Velvet Sky and Madison Ray cut them off to say, look, we want to show the world this, a video package of the attack last week on the Knockouts champion Tara. They go to show it again in a heelish way. Candice LeRae and Hamada say, no, I've had enough of this disrespect. You're here to fight us. And well, it doesn't go well for Candice LeRae and Hamada. The match doesn't happen because the beautiful people absolutely destroy the two faces. And yeah, don't get in their way. 29 is not great for a rating, but oh well. Moving on. Main event time? Indeed it is. Partnership of Pain defeat the British Invasion for only a 50. It's not quite as good here. Matt Morgan defeated Brutus Magnus with a elevator. Tomko 38, Matt Morgan 49. 50 from Doug Williams was the best. 35 from Brutus. You had those 4 in the ring and Doug Williams outperformed them all. That's quite surprising, actually. Christy Hemming did good work at ringside, though. Yeah, 50 is fine. Gives us a 53 rated explosion. That's pretty good. That's really pretty good. I mean, we probably could have put the tag match as the main event, which would have helped it, but not bad at all. That's the end of the first episode then. A pretty good one, actually, considering Impact was the same sort of level we've been doing, but we're trying some new things on Explosion as well. Good win for Lashley. We got a good win in there for Kurt over Kenta, and then AJ Styles got a win in the main event over Austin Aries. We're continuing the feud. We're on the way to Destination X, and things are going pretty well. If you like this video, make sure you drop a like on it, subscribe to the channel for more, hit the bell as well. All the recent love has really been appreciated. In terms of subscribers, we're still growing steadily, which is nice, and Twitch we've been growing massively, which is pretty good. And yeah, I appreciate all the support, all of it, every single bit of it, even the tiny little bits, the people that just click on and watch 5 minutes and leave. I even appreciate you. Make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss out. Subscribe to the channel, yes, all that sort of stuff. I'm just talking nonsense. Until next time, peace.